NoFap, meditating, training, work, life. These and more facets of self-improvement that you can better yourself on. The benefits are amazing and you're going to achieve so much in life, but for this to happen, you need to stop with your current content consumption. And let me explain why. If I look back just 1 year ago, my content consumption was horrible. And if I clearly remember, this was what I wasted most of my day on. Of course that I mostly watched self-improvement videos, of course that I watched some entertainment videos, but it was around 95% of the videos that were evolved around the topic of self-improvement. I mean, self-improvement just has so many facets, so many topics that you can go into and waste hours and hours on really learning about it, but I still did watch too much. And the worst point about it, which is probably why you are here as well, is that I was watching a lot of these videos, learning so much stuff, but not using it afterwards. I was watching these videos on meditating, I was watching these videos on training, how to do the perfect bicep curl. But you know what I did afterwards? I jumped to the next video about how to do deadlifts. Or I got into another topic that was how to work efficiently, but I didn't do anything afterwards except watch more and more videos, writing them down and, doing everything to remember it. But in the end, it didn't get stuck into my head. It didn't really teach me anything because I just forgotten it a few days after. But when I really got into implementing the things, and when I really got into making my own mistakes, or therefore getting my own success, I really got to learning faster because, as you know yourself, by doing these things, it will get stuck in your head. So the only thing that I could just say is to go and get after it, right? And you probably know that this is what you have to do. So what I want to do for you is that I want to help you realize why you're not getting after it, while you're still in this loop of learning without implementing it. And because I was once in that same situation, I know that one of these 3 things that I'm going to tell you about are the reason that you're not getting after it. The first thing is the so-called false learning loop. But what do I mean by this? The false learning loop is something that you realize when you watch all of these videos, when you read all of the books in the world, or when in general you just take in a lot of information. The thing is, when you watch these videos, and for me this was the same case, when we watch these videos, when we are learning something new, our brain gives us a positive feedback that, hey, you're learning something, you're getting progress, you're going forward. And this positive feedback loop that your brain is giving you is the thing trapping you in the exact same loop. Because we humans are all the same. If we get positive feedback, we tend to do it more, until we either get negative feedback or until the positive feedback stops. And as you can guess by yourself, if you're watching all of these videos, if you're not implementing any of the stuff, and if you're just learning something new every minute, your brain is giving you back so much positive feedback that of course you're gonna get hooked on all that stuff. Because your brain is treating you like a dog. You're watching all of these videos and your brain's saying, nice work dude, keep on doing it. While in reality, you're not going to get anywhere with just watching these videos. Your brain is telling you that you're going forward while you're just being stuck at the same place or even going further back because you're still wasting time. And as you know yourself, you have probably watched so many videos already that most of them are just a repetition of what you've learned a few minutes ago. And this is because knowledge itself, no matter how much you have of it, is useless if you're not going to implement it. You could have all the knowledge in the world, but without using it, it's worth nothing. The only thing that you can do is go to your friends and be a smart ass because you know all of this stuff. But without experience, without a reputation to back you up that you can actually say, I have experienced that knowledge, it's still worthless and not a lot of people are going to believe you. So generally speaking, by watching all of these videos, by consuming all of this knowledge, you're getting a false sense of productivity that is keeping you in this loop. And if you realize this exact step that I haven't for half a year, then you can save yourself so much time and can go on and make so much progress with all of the knowledge that you've collected before. The second thing that is similar to the first point is that you're doing this out of procrastination. I know these exact moments when you know that you should get onto this one task that you've been keeping off throughout the whole day, but rather watch a video that you later need to watch anyway to get forward, so that you now are productive and getting in the lessons that you need later. But you're not. As I said, you're getting a false sense of productivity that way and are feeling like you're making progress even though you aren't. This is actually a funny story. When I wanted to start my first business, which was in SMMA, yes, I watched a lot of Iman Gaji, there I had a real big fear of charging someone money with all the taxes, with all the contracts and all of the stuff that you have to set up. So what I did is that every time when I don't wanted to reach out to new clients, when I don't wanted to, better my skill of marketing, I would just say, I'm gonna be productive, I'm gonna watch this video on taxes, I'm gonna watch this video on how to set up contracts properly, so that later when I get to that point, I have all the knowledge needed and can go forward without having any problems. But the funniest stuff was that when I got to that point, when I got to the real situation where I actually needed this, I've already forgotten it. This time, when I took forward watching the videos so that later I have all the knowledge about it, it was just wasted time because I just forgotten it. And I'm sure that you have been in the same situation as well. I know that you're grinning as well, but if you do that every time you procrastinate, every time you're just laying back, you just want to do the easy task but still want to be productive, that you always just get onto watching self-improvement content, you're gonna waste so much time, and it's just gonna be as bad as playing some video games, as going onto social media and watching some entertaining stuff. And the worst part about this loop, about doing this when you just procrastinate, is that these videos give you the same dopamine hits as just being on social media, as playing a video game, as doing some instant gratification. Because they are made to be entertaining. Of course, my videos are as well, but the problem with this is, with getting that same dopamine hit, you sooner or later will fall back into the same positivity loop that I talked about before, about the positive feedback that you gain from watching these videos while not getting anywhere. And honestly speaking, if you're watching this video right now, but you know that you should get onto another task, then you're still procrastinating. The third thing is the fear of missing out on some important information. As I talked about in the SMMA example before, I had a real fear of charging someone money because if I didn't do it right, if the customer complained, I did have a lot of problems and I didn't want it to get to that situation. So what I did is watch all of the videos on this topic so that when I come to the situation, I won't have any problems at all. The problem? I watched all of the videos. I watched multiple days of footage about the same problem, but never got it, because I didn't make any experience myself. And the worst part about it is that afterwards I still had the fear. So what it again was doing, it was causing me to stay in that loop of watching more and more content and trying to get more information in. Because no matter how much content I watched, no matter how much knowledge I gained, I never got rid of the fear of really thinking, okay, I'm really prepared for this situation, because I wasn't. And for most of the situations in life, you're not gonna be prepared unless you are actually doing it, unless you're making your own experience. That fear that you have in your head, it's unnecessary, because you will need to make these mistakes yourself anyway to learn from them. What I don't want to say is that you should just blindly go into new things, try them out and then make the biggest mistakes. But what I'm meaning is that you should do your research, but just close it down to a few minutes, to even just a few hours, but to instantly go after it after your research period. That you instantly use all of the knowledge that you've gathered to make your own experience of it. And this goes for every aspect in life. I and all of the YouTubers out there can tell you so much about mistakes, about what to do, about what is the best tactic. And sure, it's gonna help you forward, but if you don't make your own experience, if you don't get out there and use it, it's worth nothing. You can watch all of these videos, but if you never give yourself the chance to take action and to make your own mistakes, then what was it for? You miss 100% of the shots that you don't take. So if you don't go after it, it was useless. It was worth nothing. So what I want you to do right now is to really close every application on your laptop, to close everything on your phone, and to go after the task that you've kept off throughout the whole day. You know that you can do it, you know that this is the only way to get forward, so get after it.